I don't even know how to start this video. I just don't feel like I can be silent about it anymore. Okay, here this goes. I can't believe that I even have to make this video. I mean, I don't have to make this video, but I feel like I need to for me to process it and for me to understand the world a little bit better, because this last week has pretty much rocked me. And I just need to get it off my chest to say what's on my mind and get it out there. So in Orlando, two major things happened. Christina Grimmie was shot at her meet and greet after her concert, point blank. And then there was a mass shooting at Pulse nightclub in Orlando. And I'm gonna make a video on this, not saying how we should reform things. You know, I'm not saying this is how we should do it, and if we don't do it, then the world's gonna go to shit, basically. What I'm saying is, this is my point of view, and I hope somebody else shares this point of view. We live in a world that political correctness literally strangles us, literally suffocates us, and we can't voice our opinion without the fear of somebody coming at you with, you know, but that's not okay to say in public, or you shouldn't be thinking those thoughts because that's not politically correct, or, you know, something like that. And I'm quite frankly over it. I'm over it. So this video is going to be me explaining my thoughts on all of it, from equality to what we should do with gun control and how we need to start changing and learn from the past. That would probably be a good start. So first, let's talk about the fact that there was 2 shootings 2 nights in a row. And everybody's freaking out about how there needs to be new gun laws and new gun reform and, you know, all that gun control and stuff. And I'm one of those people that is split down the middle. I think that there should be a definite change in how we sell guns and how people like these people who were shooting at everybody are getting these guns. I think there should be a big change in that. But I don't think the change should be banning it and taking away guns. I was raised in a household where guns were safe. I was taught before I was ever allowed to touch one. I had strict rules on it. There was no messing around when it came to guns, and guns are a very, very serious matter. I was also the girl that I was in FFA in high school, and I shot trap shoot. You know, I would carry a shotgun in my back seat heading a trap, and I would feel safe about it, you know, because I knew how to handle that gun. I knew it. I was taught right, and I was taught, yes, to be afraid of the gun, but also respect it, because it is a weapon and it will do damage. So that's how I was raised. But I also was raised as guns to be sort of a protection, not something that I would use, you know, to go out and hurt people with. I wouldn't have the intention of, okay, I have a .22 sitting up above my door. The next person that walks in, you know, that's not the mentality. For me, guns are supposed to be a protection, you know, kind of like mace or, you know, a knife or something like that, pepper spray. And I know a lot of people probably think that that's ridiculous. Why don't you just go get pepper spray? Why don't you just go get a knife? Well, I do carry around pepper spray in my bag. I got mugged once, and now I carry around pepper spray, and I'm still afraid to walk around by myself. That's just how it is. And now we're living in a day and age where guns aren't seen as protection anymore. They're seen as weapons. And they are weapons. I'm not going to deny that fact. I mean, they are. But I guess maybe it was just the fact that I was taught to respect them, that I never really thought of it as a I'm going to go out and shoot somebody type deal, if that makes sense. But now it's a very, oh wow, there's people out there who think that way. And I think that's just a part of me growing up and seeing that. Hence the reason I'm making this video, so my thoughts are all clear. Anyway, my friend Liz and I were talking about how could we have guns in the home and in society and have it safe and not have to worry every day if we're gonna, be a part of a mass shooting, or if one of our friends is gonna get shot because they're downtown in Seattle hanging out. How can we make our society safe again? And she brought up a very, very valid point. When we buy a car, we don't buy outright. I mean, some people do if they have a lot of money, which is kudos, because that is like my life goal. Anyway, sidetrack. When we buy a car, we pay taxes. Then we have to get insurance on it. Before we get our first car, we have to go through school. We have to take a test, written and actually perform the test. And then we get our license. And then we have to renew our license every once in a while. And yes, there's still accidents, and yes, there's still violations, but there are serious consequences with those violations and accidents and so on. Why can't we apply that to guns? Why can't we have, if you want to buy a gun, it doesn't matter if it's a 9mm Ruger all the way up to an AK-47 or a shotgun or whatever, why can't we have something in place that you can take a class, take a written, take a formal, you go out and you show that you actually know how to use this gun in a shooting range, safe area, and then pay taxes on it, have insurance on it, so if heaven forbid that there is an accident, you're covered, and you do have some sort of, responsibility that comes with it, and then you have to get renewed every few years. Why can't we do that? I feel like that would not solve a lot of the issues, but that would get the ball moving, towards that reform. Because if you make something legal, you kind of take away the whole, the show of it, and not to get too off topic, but with the whole medical marijuana thing, you make medical marijuana legal to people who actually need it, or just to anybody over the age of 21, then it's not taboo anymore. You don't have 15-year-olds selling oregano on the corner because, it's not something that they feel like they need to go against the man or against their parents with. Anyway, totally different video. Gun control. So Liz, that was a brilliant idea. Like, why can't we just have a class and get renewed and, have that type of mentality? I think that's great. I think that would be a good starting point. It would not solve the issue. It's not gonna, by means any way, take care of our abuse problem with guns. But I think it's a good way to move forward with it. Because then, when we do have things like Christina Grimmie getting shot, having a mass shooting, we can go back and we can look. Were they insured? How did they get it? Where did they get it? Did they get renewed? Were they taught? And if they weren't, we can go after the people who made it happen. We can track down where they got that gun, how they got that gun, and then we could start prosecuting that way, Again, I'm a 20-year-old talking to my cell phone, making a video to put on the internet. I'm not a professional. I understand that there might be loopholes in that and that might be completely ludicrous, but for me, that just makes sense right now. And maybe that's the fact that I'm still shocked that it happened and that it's still happening. Maybe that's something we can start working on. And if you agree with me, you should totally comment down below, or you should, if you don't agree with me, go ahead, comment down below and give me like an alternative thing, because I want to have a discussion about this. Like, I want to learn about it, but I don't want it to be a, you're wrong, that's not okay, we're not friends on Facebook anymore, or yeah, no, I don't agree with you, but I'm going to be passive about it. I don't want any of that. I want a full-blown discussion and I want to learn from it. So put your comments down below. This was a really long clip talking about guns, but that's okay because this is how this video is going to go. And now I'm going to talk about equality. And I have a feeling if a lot of people haven't clicked off this video already, they're going to click off here pretty soon. So, yeah. Okay. This is more than just a gay rights issue. This is a fear issue. Yeah. I'm bisexual. I like men and I like women. Cameron, you've only dated men, so how do you know that you like women? Well, peanut gallery. I've actually dated women. And the reason why I'm settling down with a man right now is because all the women that I've dated have been afraid to come out to their families and come out to the public. Because they are scared of what society will think of them. Yeah. I wasn't afraid. I told my parents at a pretty young age that I liked women and men, and they were totally fine with it. I mean, it wasn't really a conversation. It was, okay, cool, do your thing. I told my friends and it was a, oh, sweet, cool. So when I heard about the shooting in Orlando, I was very, very, very upset. And for a while there, I didn't understand why I was so upset. I didn't understand that I was upset about the shooting against the gay community. And then when I targeted those feelings and I was like, wait a minute, this is why I'm feeling this way. This is why I'm lashing out at Cody. This is why I don't have any motivation to do anything. Then I started feeling guilty, because then came the thought of, am I gay enough to feel this pain? That's a question that I have a lot. Am I gay enough to support the LGBTQT or whatever the acronym is community now? Like, am I enough? And then I saw something on Facebook. This lady that's an activist for the gay community said, doesn't matter if you are straight, bisexual, transsexual, asexual, or just sexual in general. If you feel pain, feel the pain. Don't feel guilty about it, just feel it. And that was really important for me to hear. Because then I was able to have some sort of validation. And then I was able to process my thoughts, and then hence now I'm making this video. But the fear that I was talking about is the same fear that I felt, well, am I gay enough to feel this way? Or the same fear that my girlfriends were too scared to come out to their families, so they called it off. The same fear that we still deal with today when a black mom has to look at their black son and say, do not wear that sweatshirt out at night. Don't walk with your hands in your pockets. Don't run, just walk. Don't act suspicious. Don't put your hood up and listen to music with your headphones in, because you're an automatic threat that way. The same fear that we have with that is the same fear that a lot of people are still feeling about being out as gay. And I think all of that needs to be put in a basket and thrown away, because I think that is absolutely ridiculous. The fact that an entire nightclub was shot up because that shooter felt uncomfortable with two gay men kissing in front of him is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And there's no reason, there's absolutely no reason that we should have this fear. We have this fear in this world because we are creating the fear. We are creating the atmosphere for us to go, I don't know if I should go out today. Or, I'm actually turning 21 on June 24th, and I was gonna go out with my friends, and I was gonna go have a good time, a safe but good time, and now I don't know if I want to. Because what if it happens here in Bellingham? What if that nightclub that I go to with my friends and my boyfriend on my 21st birthday is another hit? There's that fear. We just shouldn't have it anymore. I just don't understand why all of a sudden it is such a bad thing for love to be love. I talked about race a little bit. And I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for saying this, but I feel like we are on the same, I don't know how to describe this with it making sense. We're in the same book, but we're on a different page, but it's the same story. It's the same footnotes of a white woman couldn't be seen with a black man, or a black man couldn't be seen with a black woman romantically or in any way that was not I'm your slave or I'm your owner. And we are still dealing with the whole race issue and inequality that way. But we do have a black president. And we are and have made progress in that. We have. There has been great progress in that. And one day I hope that I can look back at this video and I can say we have had progress with the gay community. I mean, I've lived through some pretty great things. I mean, everybody in all 50 states, United States, everybody could get married, gay or straight or whatever, everybody can. And that lasted for like a hot minute, but then places started trying to nullify that and reject that because they can't stand happiness. And I just hope one day I can look at my kids and say, hey, if you like men or women or both, good job. I'm proud of you. Don't hide that. Express who you are, and I don't want to have that fear anymore. Because I'm going to get married one day. I'm going to have kids one day. And I don't want to raise my kids in fear. I refuse to. I guess what I'm trying to say is that everybody just should start loving each other. And I know I'm only a 20-year-old that lives in Bellingham and I support Bernie Sanders and I have gauges and tattoos and kind of reddish hair right now. So I'm probably going to be heard, but I'm not going to be listened to. And that's totally okay. That's totally fine. This video was for me really just to process my thoughts and have me feel better about what's going on in the world. But like I said before, if you have any comments or if you have any thoughts on this topic, I want you to leave them down below. But I don't want it to be mean. I don't want it to be a hateful place because we have enough hate and fear going on in this world already. My comment section does not need to be that place. I want a discussion. I want to learn from you guys. I want to learn how you guys feel on certain things. I want to know how you feel on all of it. So again, leave a comment down below. Tell me how you feel about it. I know this video is probably just a whole bunch of me rambling. So if you've made it to the end of this video, kudos, good job. Put some sort of emoji down there, put a heart emoji down there if you've made it all the way to the end of this video. Good job. Because this was something that needed to be said, and I'm glad I've said it. So, Know that I love each and every one of you, and you are special in your own way, and you do not need to be afraid. Well, you shouldn't be afraid because, know that I love you. If you feel like you're completely alone in this world, know that I love you and I've got you. So I hope each and every one of you have a fantastic day and a fantastic rest of your week, depending on when you watch this, and be safe.